Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 263 of our trek, and yesterday, on our path of learning, we focused on what we can learn from children. Today, we will look at the sky and discover 7 principles that make eagles such amazing creatures. If you do miss any of our Wisdom Trek episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. We are recording our podcast from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. I have to tell you that this week's workload has been over the top busy with a lot of extra technical support work, financial work, preparing of taxes, and editing of the Wisdom Trek journals and your life plan blueprint. It is an exciting time, but certainly taxing trying to get everything in. On Tuesday evening, we were able to take a bit of a break as my sister Rebecca, who lives in Charlotte, came over to share dinner with us, and afterwards we continued our time looking through the old family pictures together. It's always good for a few laughs and shared memories. We always look forward to these times that we can spend together. And now it's time to head back on our trail for today, as we will be looking for eagles, and then share what makes them such exceptional creatures. For all of my adult life, I've been a collector of eagle pictures and mountings. I especially love the bald eagle. They are so majestic, and it does tie into one of my favorite Bible passages, which is Isaiah chapter 40, verses 28 through 31. And it goes like this: Have you never heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding. He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Even youth will become weak and tired, and young men will fall in exhaustion. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. So with this passage in mind, let's look at the 7 amazing principles of eagles. The eagle is the national bird for the United States, and eagles were also symbols to almost all the conquerors, whether it was Caesar in the Roman Empire or Hitler during the German occupation. The reason why these leaders chose the eagle was the inspiration of the 7 amazing principles of the eagle that we'll discuss today. And the first principle is that eagles fly alone at high altitudes. They are not like the sparrow, or they don't mix with other smaller birds like the geese. Usually birds of a feather flock together, but no other birds fly to the height like an eagle. Even with eagles, other than their lifetime mate, it is rare to see them flock together for any purpose. Eagles will fly with other eagles, but never in a flock. Even when Moses went to commune with God on the mountain, he left the crowd in the foothills. So stay away from sparrows and ravens. Eagles fly with eagles. The second principle of eagle is that eagles have powerful vision. Eagles can focus up to 3 miles in the air. When an eagle sights its prey, even if it's just a small rodent in the distance, he narrows his focus on it and sets out to get it. No matter what the obstacles, the eagles will not move his focus from the prey until he grabs it. So I encourage you, if you have vision and remain focused, no matter what the obstacles are, you will succeed. The third principle of the eagle is that eagles do not eat dead things. Eagles will always feed on fresh prey. They do not indulge with that which is rotten or spoiled. Vultures may eat dead animals, but certainly not eagles. So steer clear of outdated and old information. Always study well. Always remain fresh in your knowledge. And don't allow rotten attitudes, mindset, or people pollute your life. The fourth principle of the eagle is the eagle is the only birds that love the storm. You see, when the clouds gather, the eagles get excited. The eagles use the winds of the storms to rise as it pushes them higher. Once it finds the winds of the storm, the eagle stops flapping and uses the pressure of the raging storm to soar above the clouds to glide. This gives the eagles an opportunity to rest its wings. In the meantime, all the other birds hide in the leaves and branches of the tree. We can use the storms in our lives, such as obstacles or troubles, to rise to greater heights. So achievers relish the challenge and use them profitably in their lives. The fifth principle of the eagle is the eagles always test before it trusts. You see, eagles mate for life. So when a female eagle meets a male and they want to mate, she flies down to earth with the male pursuing her, and she picks up a twig. She flies back into the air and the male is still pursuing her. Once she has reached a height that is high enough for her, she lets the twig fall to the ground and watches it as it falls. The male chases the twig. The faster it falls, the faster he chases it until he reaches it and catches it before it hits the ground. Then he brings it back to the female eagle. The female eagle grabs the twig from him and flies to a much higher altitude, pursued by the male until she perceives it is high enough, and then she will drop the twig again for the male to chase. This may go on for hours, with the height increasing each time until the female eagle has assured that the male eagle has mastered the art of picking up the twig, which shows her commitment, and then, and only then, will she allow him to mate with her. So whether in a private life or in business, one should test the commitment of people intended for any type of partnership. The sixth principle of the eagle is prepared for training. When the female eagle is about to lay her eggs, the female and the male eagle together identify a place high on the cliff or a tree where no predators can reach them. The male eagle flies to earth and at first picks up thorns and lays them as a foundation for the nest on the crevice of the cliff. Then he flies to earth again and collects twigs, which he lays in the intended nest. Then he picks up thorns and lays on top of those twigs. On top of that, he lays soft grass covering the thorns. Finally, the male will then find strips of cloth to put on the grass. When this first layering is complete, the male eagle will run back to the earth and pick up more thorns, grass, cloth, and then lay them on top of the thorns. And then he uses soft feathers to complete the nest. The thorns that are laid on the outside of the nest protect them from possible intruders. Both the male and female eagles participate in raising the eagle family, but when the baby eaglets are old enough and it is time for them to leave the nest, the soft layers are removed from the nest so that it will become uncomfortable for them to remain long term. And so it is with life. The people who love us do not allow us to languish in sloth, but push us hard to grow and prosper. Even in their seemingly bad actions, they have good intentions for us. And the seventh final principle is that eagles mate for life and always return to the same nest. Once a suitable mate is chosen, eagles will generally mate for life. If one of the eagles dies, the surviving mate will choose another mate that is suitable. Generally, the pair will return to the same nest each year, repairing, enlarging, and improving on its design. And with life, once we have chosen a suitable mate and companion, we should remain faithful for life. Our families and homes should be a solid base that we can return to. So on our trek today, we have learned some amazing principles from the eagles that we can apply and follow each day. So whenever you see an eagle in the future, remember these 7 principles. Tomorrow on our trek, we will explore how to create strong personal leadership. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. As you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, I do encourage you to help us promote Wisdom Trek in the following 4 ways. First, leave us feedback about the podcast at wisdom-trek.com so that we can continually improve. Second, on your smartphone, subscribe to iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or Stitcher so that the podcast can be downloaded to you automatically each day. Third, on your computer or if you have an iPhone or iPad, leave us a rating and review on iTunes. This will help to get the word out about Wisdom Trek so that others will join us. And fourth, most importantly, please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person as you meet with them and invite them to come along with us. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, you are my friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.